Have you completely quit porn? When was the last time like you watched it?
See, this is the thing. Like, seeing OnlyFans things count. I count that as seeing porn.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
like
I
it's
mean?
like softcore.
Yeah, so it's like pretty recently, but
Like it like going on going on the hub.
a while ago. Like I'm not entirely sure. What about you? You've been
Mm,
hitting it up every night.
Nah, but I have definitely relapsed a few times.
Makes sense.
But like definitely a few months. Probably like for at least like it was probably definitely like last year,
Fair.
and then it's like months, if not like a year or so in between.
It's weird. I went through a phase once I first quit, and I was like, it was like it's sort of difficult for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, I mean, like I'd want to, and I just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But then after for months, I just wasn't horny at all. Like I just didn't have the drive. Weird sort of time.
I find that with like I find that porn kind of killed it in a sense, and then when I stopped, I sort of came back, and then I was doing like NoFap, and then that sort of killed it again. Because I like looked on a line, they call it like a flat line. Apparently, they're like it comes back, but it's like thinking about it, like realistically, we are supposed to, like it's a bodily function. Like
Yeah.
the whole thing, saying like you don't use it, you lose it.
True.
Like it makes sense. Like I don't. The thing with not like being off or anything, it's like it shuts down.
No, yeah.
Like it's only sort of recently that I'm like kind of getting it back. Because like, it's a weird one because the sort of like NoFap community is literally like, I stopped fapping for 90 days and now I can speak to women, and it's like you're like what?
Yeah, it's full of incels that don't get any. You know what I mean? So it's like we're gonna make a community, so we're gonna like one give us an excuse and also make it seem normal for people to be like this.
There are definitely some benefits. Like there's times where like, I felt maybe more energized and like I had a little more focus, but it just goes away after a while. You just feel like
Bored.
no, it's not bored. It's just kind of like
I got bored.
not dull in a sense, just like just flat. Flat makes sense. Like I don't. It's weird to describe because it's the flat line kind of thing isn't really talked about and like that. No one speaks about that in the NoFap community. Like everyone's just like, yeah, now I can make eye contact and like, you know.
Jesus.
It's like that. It definitely did help in terms of like discipline because you got to have just resisting that urge.
Yeah.
Which is a good lesson for I think for young people to young men for how to have like discipline and to resist, but like also like you're supposed to have that drive, and like when you like lose it, it's kind of like, what is wrong with me? Like
Yeah.
it's scary because there's times where I'm like, hang on, I haven't felt anything in like months.
We're also coming out of puberty as well, which is a big thing because like fucking hell, Jesus Christ, I was horny all the time. Like I was a very horny teenager. I think as I've become an adult, a man, you know, it sort of goes down. I think one thing that people don't like talk about as much is how I think sex should be prioritized. It's like a, you know how you would like meditate or not go on your phone. I think sex should be included in that sort of ritual because you need it. Sexual frustration is very like detrimental.
In a lot of Hamza's videos, he talks about how there's like the psychologist he's been reading. He like reads on like psychology and whatnot because he's working on his mental health and whatnot. And one of the top things this like famous psychologist put the priority above food was sex.
Good.
Like the like number one thing, and there probably will because now with like the upright like there's so much porn and like, overstimulation and shit out there. Like there's gonna be a lot of sexually frustrated like men coming up because they just watch porn and they don't go out. You know, they're just socially retarded.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, like, because you just watch porn and then that's how you see women.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Like, it's a very, especially coming out of the pandemic, where people haven't been able to necessarily meet up with other people in 2 years. Porn must have been on the boost, like 1,000%.
I would highly recommend like stopping watching porn.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of my mental health as well. Like it's definitely, I've noticed a difference. You always like, you're watching porn and then you finish and then it's just like
the personal shame.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
what have I done?
Yeah. Yeah. It I think there are benefits and negatives to start watching porn. I think don't watch porn and then go have sex. That's make sure you're still masturbate, because it's like medically good for you to flush out the system every now and again. Every now and again being 8 times a day. But it's a difficult one because porn is bad like long term, 100%. But also giving up porn can be bad long term.
Do you think?
Well, in the sense of like, if you're not getting any, and you have sort of, I suppose, actually, I take that back. Still don't watch porn.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way forward, because like porn itself, the more you watch it, the more it messes up with your brain, and like the more like desensitizes you.
Yeah, definitely. It's you begin to expect these things from women that are unrealistic, and also it can fuck with your self-image if you're seeing like giant 12-inch slongs and then looking down and being like, what the hell, man? Just so you know, it is normal for guys to only last 25 seconds maximum.
Yes.
That's the average and expected. And if a girl should expect anything else from you, dump her.
Yeah.
Fucking women these days.
Expecting so much from us.
Literally, like, we men try our best.
Yeah.
I think we do a pretty good job. But they won't know, I need more than 2.5 inches in 30 seconds. Like, fuck off.
This is all I've got.
I've got nothing left.
Yeah, the sort of like your libido definitely isn't talked about. What can happen on NoFap? Like, there's no videos talking about it like on YouTube. Like, I've read about it online, like on forums. Like,
4chan and shit like that.
No, fucking hell, don't touch that shit.
Yeah, don't.
But some of the benefits that they talk about is like my testosterone went up, and like it might do, and like Hams always talks about like, where you said about the medical benefits, you always like, I need to have a wank.
Yeah.
Like you do, but just don't watch porn, because there's the two sides, and like I don't think there's any positive to porn, to watching it. For the people who are making it, they're probably making bank, but like for people watching it, because it's kind of weird. You think about it, like you wouldn't sit in a room and watch two people have sex.
Well, that's actually you get sex shows in Amsterdam, and that's the exact thing you do.
Well, never mind. But like, a 13-year-old boy isn't gonna watch two.
Yeah,
adults
that'd be pretty fucked up for the adults to do. To be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good way of putting it. I think porn can be educational. I think 100%. I've definitely learned shit from watching porn that I wouldn't have, because you get like, sometimes like I remember going, not even to beat, but going up to be like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And there are some just like, you just see a couple that like, do this, don't do that. And it's like, okay, cool, thanks. Now I can, go forth and share. But I think overall, yeah, the cons outweigh the pros.
When was the first time that you watched porn?
When I was like 10, me and my primary school friend, like best friend at the time, Matthew Atkinson, went on my mom's computer, and he was like showing me, like he showed me, he was like showing, like, he went like Hot College Girls or something. And I was like, and there was like a massage video of this like couple doing it, and I remember so vividly being like, he's just peed on her. Why is he just doing that? being so confused, but because I didn't know what cum was. It's like, huh? Then I think the first time I like properly did it, when I finally got the courage to go on Pornhub.com. God, I was so stressed. Oh man, I think it was about 12, and I got a pop-up ad, and it was like something about it was like illicit searches have been found on your computer, like the Apple your phone will shut down now. And obviously it just being a shitty pop-up ad, like I had no idea, and I shit myself. I quit the app, turned my phone off, reset it, put it away, and I was like in my bed, like, oh my god, my mum was gonna find out, oh my god. I was watching like random, just a porn video on Pornhub, but I was so scared. And then obviously realised I was fine. Probably about 12, I think, when I first watched porn, I think. What about you?
I think I was probably about same as you said about like when we first watched it. What age were we in year 6? Was it about 10?
Yeah, 10 then. You're 11 in year 7.
Yeah. So about 10, because I remember one of my mates just like he was like, oh, I watched porn, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? And he was like, yeah, it's relaxing. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's.
And then eventually I went on the hub, and I was just like, I didn't know how to wank, so I just kind of just like looked at it like, ooh.
Yeah.
As I watched this video, and I was just like, okay. And then there was like a brief period where like from like year 7 I didn't watch it. I just kind of like forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then in year 8, then I stumbled upon it, and then it was just like every day, just like,
yeah,
get home. It's like
shit. Fair. Yeah, the expected thing to do at that age. I mean, you've got to. I think it can be important for development to have that sort of rite of passage.
Maybe not porn. I think it definitely like messes up with the brain in ways we don't probably yet know.
Extended use daily, yeah, that's bad. I think you have to watch. Like, I think maybe you don't have to watch it, but I think to be cool later in life, you have to have those sort of experiences. I think there are some vital experiences that you have to be cool in life. Like, you have to get shouted at by the teacher. You have to like get into an argument with your parents at least once or twice. Yeah, there are certain things you have to do, otherwise you're just gonna be a little cuck of a man. You know what I mean?
I don't think necessarily watching porn has to be that though. Probably if I had the chance, I probably wouldn't.
You never watch porn?
Yeah.
Like, from the start, you would never have done it. You'd be such a loser.
The thing is, it's another very accepted thing, isn't it? Like,
yeah, and rightly so. I think
if I was to watch porn, it wouldn't be like on Pornhub. Just like I prefer like a magazine or something, because I feel like that would be less harmful to the brain.
Why? Because you're not getting exactly what you want.
Yeah, with porn, you can like, if you want it, it's gonna be there. Like, you can just new video.
Yeah.
And that's quite damaging to the brain. I think.
What's your favorite genre of porn?
Big ass.
Big ass, fair.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Mine's MILFs.
Porn addiction is like a real thing as well.
Yeah, no. Oh my god, yeah.
It's like scary. It was quite surprising when I seen Terry Crews had a porn addiction.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Almost like his wife almost divorced him. He almost like lost everything. He was just like every day, like multiple times a day, just like going on the hub.
Oh, see, this is a question, because hyperbolics and shit and taking a lot of supplements, like, they can make you horny. And so obviously because obviously he's jacked. Like,
probably isn't on roids, but
yeah, probably. The thing is, if his wife isn't willing to, I was gonna make a sexist joke, and I've decided not to. I'm gonna be the better man. As a responsibility, I think there is some responsibility. If you don't want your man to watch porn because of whatever, then I think as his wife or whatever, there is some responsibility to then help him out. I'm not saying you know when he wants sex 7 times a day, it doesn't have to be that, but Like, at least send him nudes or something. You know, let him masturbate to you instead of.
Well, no, he said that it was like, you imagine like a gambling addiction or like a classic drug addiction. It was essentially like that, where it was just taking over his life. Like that's all he wanted to do. Like he wasn't bothered by anything else. Like that's how bad it can get. And because you're desensitized to it, because you can watch whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, the real world like doesn't become as appealing.
Oh yeah, but that's the whole metaverse shit, isn't it?
That is gonna be a fucking rabbit hole. If you can get metaverse porn, like there's no need. That's when the incels really like take off, because there's no need
for women.
No.
God, imagine. Like, do you reckon it'll be like Facebook? What's the word? Actual like marketed as Facebook is like the meta sleeve, metaverse cock sleeve, or it'd just be a full body suit. You know what I mean?
Well, no, it probably wouldn't be that, because it would be with the brain, where they could just directly interact with the brain. So like,
chip.
they're just like the Neuralink, just in your head, and then just stimulate you from there, which is it's fucking scary.
Didn't 3/4 of the monkeys in the Neuralink like test die?
Did they?
Yeah. You just see that one that's playing Pong, but the rest died. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
It's scary. And Elon Musk also wants to buy Twitter now for like 49 billion. 49.
What's Twitter like? What? I don't know.
Thanks for watching this clip. If you liked watching this, somewhere around the screen will be like the full episode or whatever, and you can go watch that. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like and comment. We'll hopefully see you in the next episode.